Good evening, everyone. In the today's article, we are going to be looking into the recent announcements made by our railway minister in light of the Indian railway developments. We will be discussing about the railway developments with reference to the various backgrounds and also the recent announcements done by our honorable railway minister. And this is a very important topic as per UPSC prelims, particularly for economic and social development, and also in GS3 where we have many PYQs on Indian railways and infrastructure. And even in GS3 paper it is directly mentioned that in the infrastructure topic we have to study Indian railway too. So now let us start with the significance of Indian railways. We know that Indian railway is the lifeblood of our country, cause we know that it is a heart of the transportation system, because there are hardly any city, any town except for remote areas where we do not see the railways. So Indian railway is considered to be the very important asset of the country, and this asset began as a colonial legacy in 1853 between Mumbai and Thane. Britishers tried to use the Indian railways for their own advantage. Later, Indian inherits that, and we have transformed the railways to our own needs. And the very first train in India ran in 1853 between Mumbai and Thane. In recent, according to various reports, the Indian Railways is carrying around 22.15 million railway passengers every day, and Indian Railways is considered as the 8th formal employer in the world. And according to the Indian Economic Survey, we also understand that every 1 rupee increase in the railway will increase our Indian GDP by around rupees 3.3. So from this data we can see how it is important and the economic significance. Also, when we talk about the revenue concentrations, the freight revenues are higher than the passenger revenues, where the freight revenues constitute around 70% or 69%, while the passenger segments is contributing to around 24%. So it is a very significant one when we consider the revenue. So now when we discuss about the broad issues in the Indian railways, we on a day-to-day basis understand that there are some basic issues. Firstly, we understand that there are less funds devolved to the Indian railways, and also the revenues earned by the Indian railways are sometimes not enough for the railways. Even sometimes we have seen that when we got the physical tickets, while physical tickets nowadays are very rare, we are migrating to a paperless format nowadays. But if you still get the paper tickets, we will be seeing that on the ticket it is written that railways does not recover most of its cost, because we have to understand that 80% of the entire railway budget goes on to paying the wages. Also, we found that right now the country is going forward on diversifying the energy sources via the solar energy, renewable energy, and right now the government is also trying to decrease the amount of uses of coal, because coal is polluting in nature, and most of the freight in Indian railways is actually consisting of coals. And this is where we have to understand, if the coal rate is decreasing, the freight charges and the freight revenues will also be decreasing. This is also a cause of concern. And also we have huge amount of cost overrun. That means most of the passengers revenues in Indian railways are coming from tier 3, tier 2 and tier 1 class of railway transportation for the passenger side. And the general services of railways are not having that much of revenue. Also, due to various political reasons, we still have subsidized passenger tariffs in the Indian railways with fares as little as 5 rupees for around 20, 30, even 50 kilometer. The next point is, according to CAG, there is an increasing trend in rail accidents, and the majority of the reasons are actually the late amount of our delays in the track renewals. We understand that we are in a modernization process. Still, that process is not expedited, and it is leading to a higher amount of delays. And these delays and also the new tracks which can also be having low amount of quality, and they are leading into higher amount of railway accidents, as we can also see this from the railway ministry data. These delays are the systematic issues of the Indian railways, and also there is a huge amount of red tapeism cause railways is still having a lot of bureaucratic control. Next, we also have a issue of theft and ticket cause we have a issue of ticketless travel, and due to this a lot of revenues are being forgone. And also we see the late adoption of technology in the Indian Railways. So these are the various issues and we have to solve them while we are gradually moving forward. Last, to sum up these, the first issue is land funds and revenues, and the next is cost overruns, and the next is increasing rail accidents, and the next is delays, and the next is red tapeism, and the next is theft, and at last it is technology adoption. So hope you understand what are the major issues in the Indian Railways. Now move to the next point. Now we will discuss what are the measures taken by the government of India. Under this, the first major issue taken by government of India is the government of India merged the railway budget, which was early presented separately from the union budget, and it is merged right now, leading into better coordination with the entire nation budget. And so now railway is now integrated with the Indian budget. The next point also we have seen in the recent budget and also the preceding year's budget from 2017-18, 2023-24. Our railway budget is increasing consistently over a period of time. Under this, we have seen various amounts of key developments and modernization efforts such as new lines and doublings, and we have dedicated freight corridors. That is, we are trying to have a separate corridors for the freight trains apart from the passenger trains. Cause of the concurrence of the freight and passenger trains in the same line, we are facing a delays for this, especially during the months of winters. We have a huge number of delays due to the same convergence of passenger and the freight train on the same line. So that is why the government of India is having the dedicated freight corridors right now under the construction, which will be having separate lines for both the passengers and the freight trains. Next, we also have the Vande Bharat. We also have the ambitious target of bullet trains in India. So actually, these all are helping to revamp the entire railway department. Next, we also have Mission Raftar, which is actually targeted at the delays of passenger trains. Understand that on an average in India, according to Railway Ministry data, express trains, they run at a mega speed of 50 kilometers per hour. And this is very low. That is why Railway Ministry has come up with the Mission Raftar to increase the speed through various technological advancements and developments. And the next mission is Mission 41K, which is having a saving of 41,000 crore over the next 10 years by using various sustainable investments such as diverting energy from, we can say that, solar energy, wind energy, and so on. And we conclude through this points that it is about including sustainability in the Indian Railways and having a lot of savings based apart from the conventional energy sources. Apart from this, we have the electrifications, new initiative in India where we are trying to have entire railway modules on electric grid. Next, we are also trying to improve the private sector in the participation of the Indian Railway and the modernization of various railway stations, various amount of railway tracks, and even helping them or using their help in actually having better technologies over a period of time in the Indian Railways. Next, we are also having a very important scheme, one station, one product. We know under this we are having a stations in each and every part of the country, and under this scheme, that is one station and one product, the government has the major objective to promote the vocal for local. In this vision, the government of India provide a market for local or indigenous products which will create additional income opportunities for the small entrepreneurs and marginalized sections. So these all are the measures which are taken by the government of India. At last, to sum up all these, the first one is merging of railway budget, key developments and modernization efforts. Under this, we have discussed new lines and doublings, dedicated freight corridors, Vande Bharat, Mission Raftar, and the next one is Mission 41K, electrification, PPP, and at last we have discussed one station, one product. At last, now we shall discuss what are the recent railway developments and plans. According to the interim budget that is presented in February, now the railway budget and the railway ministry as a whole is trying to increase its revenues over a period of time, because obviously we have various ambitious projects down the line For that projects, we actually needed a lot of revenues. This is where we have to understand that according to the recent budget, more money will be going into purchasing new trains and making equipments, new tracks, doubling the existing ones, buying electricity to run trains, and also the government now is focusing on reducing the revenues. And apart from this, we are also having expansion of 2500 general coaches, because it has been seen that general to AC coach ratio in the country is 2:1. That is, by this we conclude that Indian prefers more general coaches on non-AC travels. That is why over a long period of time, the government is also trying to increase the number of general coaches. Apart from this, the safety and technological enhancements have been taken place in the trains, that is ultrasonic flow detection. This will reduce nearly 85% reduction in the fractures. It has been achieved over a period of 10 years. Next, safety and technological enhancement project is the Project Kavach, launched in 2014. This technology is automatically trying to prevent various railway accidents using radars, using various signals. The regional allocation, that is, and particularly the states of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, has increased, and also there are some land acquisition challenges for the proliferation of the railway lines, which must be addressed as of now, and the new trains and services and also the technological upgrades according to the railway ministers has been done. The new train services are Amrit Bharat trains and Vande Metro trains. The technology is electronic interlocking. And at last, so far we have various initiatives and we have discussed them all, but they are not enough according to various committees, and these committees are very important for your mains perspective exam. Committees usually says that there are various other things to be done in the future for the better development of Indian Railways. The name of these committees are Kakodar Committee, formed in 2012. Second committee is Vivek Debroy Committee, formed in 2014. The third committee is Vinod Roy Committee, formed in 2015. And the fourth and the last committee is Rakesh Mohan Committee, that is formed in 2010. So at last, in this article, we have discussed each and everything about the Indian Railways and what are the developments made by our Honorable Railway Minister in recent times, and what are the 4 committees, the suggestions of these committees. So bye bye, see you in next lecture. All the best for the day.